Hi, my name is Bryce, and I'm here to tell you that yes, it does get better. After all the suicides that have happened over the past year, I thought that I'd share my story to just be one of thousands and thousands of cases that will tell you that life truly does get better. Bullying was something that did happen in my high school, and, I'd always get called names, like gay, faggot, go suck a dick. But the bullying that's the most vivid in my mind is I was in 10th grade, and it was Chili Crispito Day in the lunchroom. And in 10th grade, there was 10 of us who would sit at a table, but there was only room for 8. So as always, you'd try to rush and get there so that you could sit with the rest of the guys, so you'd be wouldn't have to sit alone. Well, I ended up getting the last spot, and I was just sitting down and getting ready to eat my Chili Crispito. And so I sat down, I opened up my milk, and just as I was getting ready to eat my Chili Crispitos, the kid beside me goes, Bryce, I've always been wondering, what does shit taste like? You know, don't you? And I was just so taken aback and like, what? And then the kid continued to go and take my 2 Crispitos, and then he hit my milk and dumped it all over my tray. And I was just like, not used to that. I was used to comments, but I was like, So I just kind of froze, and then I just got up and walked away and left. After that, I made a promise to myself that the next time something like that happens, I'll either have a smart remark back, or I'll just be able to smile and sit there and kill them with kindness, or just walking away. So when people bully you, don't give them the satisfaction of seeing the hurt on your face, or, start yelling. Just remain calm and remember that the reason they're bullying you is because they're insecure and they don't feel good with themselves. Some other bullying that would happen is, I'm from North Dakota, and in the winters there'd be snow that would fall. And oftentimes I'd find penises carved in the hood of my car in the snow or etched in the ice on my windshield, and I'd just be like, ha, real funny guys. But for me in high school, I was never the kid who was openly out. People, would accuse me of it, but I'd always deny it. I had girlfriends. But, growing up, I was your stereotypical kid. I played with Barbies, like a lot of my friends were girls. I was always the more sensitive child. Me and my family were big hunters, and we'd always go out hunting. And my brother loved killing them and plucking the birds and gutting them and getting his hands dirty. And when it was time to clean the birds, I'd kind of disappear. And sometimes we'd shoot a duck and it wouldn't die. And on one particular occasion, the duck didn't die, and so I was holding it and petting it like it was an animal and crying and asking my dad if we could keep it as a pet. And my brother would sit there and make fun of me for this, and I'm sure my dad was like, wow, what pansy did I raise? But he never said that. But yeah, growing up, I'd probably say I knew that I was gay since I was 5, but it was something that I always told myself, it's just a phase. You'll grow out of it. It's just a phase. In middle school, I had these feelings, and I was like, oh, they'll go away. In high school, I had these feelings, and I was like, they'll go away. And I was never attracted to anybody in my high school, but it was just like, I knew I wasn't attracted to girls, but I'd try. I had a few girlfriends, and I was just waiting for that spark. I wanted the dream. I wanted the wife. I wanted the kids with the little white picket fence in the house, but it just, it's not meant to be, and I'm completely fine with that now. The first time that I ever had an experience with another boy was my sophomore year of high school. And we made out, and my stomach just erupted in fire, and I was like, wow, so this is what this is all about. Like, this is why people just love to make out all the time. I was like, I can see why, I understand. So after my first experience, I got up and I woke up the next day, and I just felt so terrible about it. And I was so torn and at odds with myself because I felt like what I did was so wrong. I felt like, having attractions to another man was something that's not acceptable. It's wrong, and I'm going to go to hell, and it's not something that God approves of, and I just felt terrible about it. Well, over the next 2 months, my appetite left me. I'd eat 2 or 3 bites from a sandwich, and I'd be full, and if I ever ate more than that, I'd have to go puke because I just felt so bad, and it was such an internal struggle for myself. I'm 6'2.5", and I weigh 155 pounds normally. Well, after 2 months of having no appetite, I weighed 132 pounds. My spine, you could count every vertebrae in my spine. My ribs, they stuck out, and my face and my eyes just sunk and was gaunt and hollow. So finally I was able to start eating again, and I started to get healthy. And the next time I had another relation, like, I still felt bad about it, but it wasn't nearly as bad as the first one. And it was really something I had to come to terms with. It really took me a while, a lot longer than others and quicker than some, but each person has to come to their homosexuality on their own terms. So don't ever rush into anything, just take your time, tell who you want, when you're ready, and if other people find out, like, it's not the end of the world because it's a part of who you are. It's not who you are and it should never define you, but it is a part of you and it's something that you should not be afraid of. So if you're feeling down and feeling like you're alone and that you have no friends, just know that there's others out there. You should never feel so alone that you feel you need to take your life. If you take your life, think of everything you're going to miss. Think of how your friends are going to feel, your family, your brother, your sister, your parents. I mean, think of others like me. Think of all the people you're never going to meet. If you end your life now, there's so many experiences and opportunities that you're going to miss out on. And there's so many people whose lives you're never going to be able to touch with your gifts. So remember that, yes, it truly does get better. And if you kill yourself now, you're never going to have the day when you wake up and feel comfortable and proud of who you are, when you won't feel ashamed and like you have to hide, a big part of who you are. You're just going to wake up and be okay with it. I mean, now, call me what you want, because you know what? I don't care. You're not my friend. You can say what you want about me, and in the end, it doesn't matter, because you're just trying to tear me down to make yourself feel better, and you know what? It's not going to work. Also, if you end your life now, there's one thing you're going to miss out on that I know you don't want to, and that is the first time you truly fall in love. I'm not talking about the type of love where it's a relationship and you're all giddy-giggly and it's over in 3 months. I'm talking the type of love where you meet a person who you can be 100% honest with, someone who knows you completely, someone who when they text you, your heart skips a beat, someone who you can hold their hand and just smile, someone who you can cuddle with and lay there, content, happy, and feeling safe and wanting nothing else in the world. And that is a type of relationship that is so rewarding, and once you experience it, is like nothing I've ever experienced before, and I hope that you can find that. I know that other people say that, gays are going straight to hell, but I don't believe that either. Faith is what brings people together, but religion is what tears people apart. If you look at many of the wars that have been fought over the past centuries, look how many people that churches have killed. Do you really think that the type of God that the Bible claims God is a loving and caring God, that he would want us making bloodshed to spread his name? Do you think that God is the type of character who would make us this way and then damn us straight to hell just because of who we are? Because we're born with this and, we were given this and, it's so wrong? But I think if you look deep down inside that you'll know that God isn't that evil or angry. And there you have your answer. So just remember that it does get better. That there will come a point in your life where you'll be happy. Although you're in a deep and dark place right now, it's not worth ending your life. It's only going to give the bullies the satisfaction that they got to you, and don't give them that. A quote that comes to mind is, "Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." Remember that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem, and that it does get better, and there will come a day where you will be proud of who you are. You'll be glad that you're living, and you'll look at your friends, family, and all your loved ones and be like, this is why I live. So yes, it truly does get better.